Attention, Earthling. There is an invisible threat that has been plaguing your planet for over half a century. It is the reason why your energy levels are low, you are prematurely fatigued, and why you are bloated like a fat nebulum slorgon. What's even worse, over time it can lead to serious conditions such as hypertension, high blood pressure, which can lead to heart disease and stroke. This epidemic is the overconsumption of sodium. The Varaxanor takeover will be much easier because of this ongoing threat to your species. This happens because too many of your food producers are nothing but useless self-serving Nixy-Vems that prioritize addiction to your natural need for sodium over your need for strength. They use sodium to cover up their inferior foods. They use it to unnaturally extend the shelf life of rotting ingredients. And they use it to cover the metallic machine taste that comes from over-processed factory-made foods that belong in the trash. Kronos. This is Commander Marzod of the Interstellar Galactic Alliance, telepathically bringing you the Pro-Maximo food style. The greatest protein for the greatest warriors. In order to strengthen your feeble Earth brain against this threat, the first thing you need to understand is what sodium is and what it isn't. Sodium is not salt. Salt is the common name for sodium chloride, a crystal-like compound. Sodium makes up about 40% of salt by weight. Salt is the primary way we consume sodium, but sodium is an individual element found in many foods, whether salt is added or not. In reality, sodium is an essential mineral required for your body to function. This is why your Earthling taste buds naturally crave it. It's crucial for maintaining your fluid balance, blood pressure, and for transmitting nerve impulses and ensuring proper muscle contractions. However, the human body only needs a very small amount of sodium, about 500 milligrams per day, to perform these essential functions. The problem becomes when you have too much sodium. Your Earthling body is not strong enough to know how to handle it. Your kidneys hold on to extra water to dilute the sodium, which puts pressure on your blood vessels, leading to a rise in blood pressure. And over time, this makes you as helpless as a nebulum slorgon. The vast majority of the sodium you consume, more than 70%, does not come from your salt shaker at home. It comes from so much inferior processed, pre-packaged and restaurant foods, which are loaded with excessive amounts of sodium to enhance flavor, increase shelf life, and maintain texture. Without sodium, these foods would appear to you as they are, rotting, inedible pieces of trash. The solution to the sodium problem is not to eliminate salt from your diet, but to control it like a true warrior on the battlefield. Limit your intake to 2,300 milligrams per day if you are not active or at rest. However, if you have been training and sweating, you need more to replenish the sodium you have lost through exercise. By cooking the food yourself and not blindly trusting Nixy-Vems chefs, pre-packaged foods, and fast food establishments that try to bury their sodium content, you become the master of this war. That is why I teach you how to create Chimera protein rings to control your sodium levels and maximize your raw strength for combat. The main components you need are very lean ground meats, beef, chicken, turkey and pork, eggs or egg whites, a russet potato, flour and panko bread crumbs. Because we're evolved warriors and not basic Neanderthals, we will deploy minced dried onions, garlic powder, porcini mushroom powder, mixed dried herbs, ground black pepper, smoked paprika, and sea salt for battle. Start by portioning out all of your ground meats. Put at least one section of meat from each animal into a bowl to form your Chimera base. With the rest, you can make more in any configuration or put it away in a freezer for another day of war. Now it's time to set a blazing, glorious fire to boil our enemies in a pot at high heat. Skarrotch! Curses to this human host's meager living quarters. But no matter, true warriors never surrender. We fight on and put our water-filled pot on the stove. While the water heats up, peel your potato with a peeler or warrior's blade. Make sure that your enemy feels it and then discard the tattered skin. Next, take your blade and slice the potato in half with the swift precision of a battle-hardened samurai. Slice those halves into relatively thin pieces vertically, then horizontally, and dice them into small cubes that are about half the size of your fingernail. By now, your water should be boiling, so boil your potatoes quickly for 1 to 2 minutes until semi-tender. Then drain the pot and fill it with cold water immediately to stop the cooking process. After a few minutes, drain the water and put them aside until dried and cooled. Potato vanquished. Next, get your Chimera bowl and add your seasonings. Add the minced onions, garlic powder, porcini mushroom powder, ground black pepper, smoked paprika, and dried mixed herbs. Then, pre-mix the seasoned flesh to punish the enemy with even more ferocity later. Now pay attention, Kremling. The most important detail, add only half a teaspoon of sea salt, and no more. After that, add your diced potatoes back in the bowl. Now, you can put everything together well and dig your hands into the flesh of your enemy. Mix and squeeze the bloody flesh in your hands thoroughly until defeated. When finished, put a plastic wrap over your bowl and put your mix into the fridge for at least 15 to 30 minutes or longer. This will cool it to make it easier to shape into a weapon of war. While your Chimera meat is cooling, prepare 3 bowls for breading. Fill 1 bowl with flour, another with Panko breadcrumbs, and another with liquid egg white or beaten eggs. When your Chimera meat mix has cooled, take it out of the fridge to form your weapons of war. First, prepare your sheet pan to put your meat on. Next, form your rings by taking out an ice cream scoop's amount of meat from the bowl. Split them in half and turn them into evenly sized balls. After that, flatten the balls about halfway and pierce a hole in the middle with your finger until it forms a ring. And finally, refine the shape as needed. And repeat this process until there is no more meat. The next step is a test of your battle IQ. We are going to see if your feeble earth brain can tell wet from dry. You must choose a wet blood hand and a dry gunpowder hand, left or right. It doesn't matter. Just don't mix them up. First, put the meat ring into the bowl of flour with your dry hand and fully coat it in flour. Next, take it out of the bowl with the same dry hand and drop it into the egg wash bowl to soak for a few seconds. Then, with your wet hand, take it out of the egg wash, shake it off a bit, and drop it into the breadcrumb bowl. And finally, fully coat it using your dry hand again and take it out when it's ready. Again, do not mix up your wet blood hand from your dry gunpowder hand, you clueless Kremling! Repeat this until you have a full arsenal of rings to deploy for war. Now that your rings are ready, it's time to deploy your battle-hardened air fryer. Place your rings in your air fryer's basket, but do not overcrowd them. Set your air fryer to 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius for 10 to 15 minutes until they are a golden brown. When they are done, the color will resemble Ozra's divine war hammer. Gavok! Now, let's compare this to one of Earth's most vile creations, the onion ring. What's particularly malicious about this creation is that it starts with the greatness of the onion, but is destroyed by Nixy-Vems, who turn it into a deep-fried breaded disaster. A typical serving consists of 800 calories, which is more than a full meal. It has over 39 grams of fat, 7 grams of which are saturated fats, and 0.5 grams of poisonous trans fats. On top of this, it has over 100 grams of bad carbs and well over 900 milligrams of sodium. Gronos! It is disgraceful, unnecessary, and should be avoided at all costs. And now for the Pro-Maximo food style difference. The numbers don't lie. Your Chimera protein rings give you at least 39 grams of high-quality complete proteins for a lean 380 calories. That's over triple the protein and less than half the calories. It has a mere 13 grams of fat, less than a third of that deep-fried garbage, and a disciplined 600 milligrams of sodium. And because Saturnalia is around the corner, a bit of Japanese mayonnaise is added to the warrior rings to honor the great Musashi. Now that you see the invisible threat that's been plaguing your planet for almost a century, your feeble human brain is a little bit more capable than before. But don't get lazy, you Nebulum Slorgan. You've still got a lot to learn. Next, you will learn to create the Xenovian Astral curry for your arsenal to break your enemy's defenses. Until then, this is Commander Marzod of the Interstellar Galactic Alliance, telepathically bringing you the Pro-Maximo food style, the greatest protein for the greatest warriors. Gavok! End transmission.